channel, you have no idea. I'm really looking to get to that 1k mark. I'm slowly getting there, but we've got a way to go. So if you do like listening to my whisper, please do think about hitting the subscribe button. And if you enjoy my content, please think about hitting the thumbs up, like button as well. And if you've got any ideas for future content for me, then leave a comment on one of my videos and I will take a look. When I was thinking about doing a close-up whisper video, I thought that maybe I would read a story to you guys. Then I kind of realised that I don't really own many books, which, to you book nerds, is probably a bit of a faux pas. But I did come across this mindfulness journal that I thought would actually be quite appropriate for an ASMR video, because it talks about the daily practices for a calmer, happier you. So it is a journal, so there are pages in here to fill out. There's questions, but we're just going to have a look at some of the quotes in here, maybe have a look at some of the questions if you guys want to join in and answer some of them. So let's get right into it. So this is called the 5-minute mindfulness journal. Daily practices for a calmer, happier you. And it's by a guy called Noah Rashita, I think is how you pronounce that. I'm not going to zoom in, I'm just going to read this to you guys. A few minutes is all it takes to transform your day. The 5-minute mindfulness journal helps you live mindfully with quick, thought-provoking practices and writing prompts to bring peace, calm and happiness to your day. Designed to take 5 minutes or less, these short and accessible exercises allow you to experience mindfulness no matter how much time you have. From gaining self-acceptance to cultivating loving kindness, this journal takes you on a transformative personal journey towards a more mindful life. 5-minute prompts that seek to encourage positive thoughts, promote self-confidence and help you find peace, practice gratitude and cultivate loving kindness. Space to reflect, offering plenty of room to record your mindfulness journey and reflect on writing prompts. Insightful quotes that inspire your journaling with positive life-affirming wisdom. And it says at the bottom a little bit about the author, Noah. So it says that he is a Buddhist teacher, lay minister and author, a as well as the host of the podcast, Scalar Buddhism. He teaches mindfulness and Buddhist philosophy online and in workshops all around the world. He lives in Kamas, Utah with his wife and 3 kids. So it talks here about 5-minute prompts, space to reflect and insightful quotes. So there's probably a couple of things in here to look at. So let's get into this. Now it's a soft pack, which I'm not a big fan of, because now I'm going to bend this back, otherwise we won't be able to get inside and see everything properly. So this book was published in 2018 in California. And here you can pop your name if you want to. I may need to zoom in for you guys to see things a bit better. Okay, so we've got the contents, the introduction, you are not your thoughts, your inner narrator, befriending your inner narrator, finding peace in the struggle, self-acceptance, gratitude, cultivating loving kindness, and further reading for your mindful journey. So it goes up to page 121 plus. The first quote we've got is, "Right here is a good place to start. Start where you are." Right here is a good place to start. Start where you are. You are here. Let's read the introduction. Introduction. If I can get the book to stay open. It says, mindfulness, it's been practiced in ancient Eastern traditions for thousands of years and has recently gone mainstream in Western culture. But what is it? And how does one practice it? Mindfulness has 2 layers: being in the present moment and having a non-judgmental awareness of being in the present moment. Imagine you are sitting outside looking up at the clouds. The act of observing the clouds is a form of being present. The non-judgmental awareness would be recognizing that there's no such thing as a mishappen cloud. In other words, when you observe the clouds, you see them as they are without imposing judgment, like this cloud is too fluffy or that cloud is too wispy. Practicing mindfulness means applying this same form of non-judgmental observation to your thoughts. Feelings and emotions. Rather than labeling the clouds or your thoughts, you just observe them floating by. This practice leads to a sense of peace and contentment as you learn to not get so tangled in the chaos that is often going on in the mind. I'm here to tell you that 5 minutes of mindfulness a day is all it takes to start reaping its incredible benefits. As you develop your practice, remember that inconsistency is more important designed to take 5 minutes or less. I structured this book as a journal because writing can be a powerful way of bringing awareness to your thoughts and ideas. The act of writing forces you to slow down and take the time to translate your thoughts into words, and then let the thoughts go on the page. I designed this journal to be used from start to finish, 5 minutes at a time. Each exercise is a tool for building your mindfulness practice. Some exercises may seem simple, and some may require more effort. This is natural and it varies from person to person. Sometimes what worked well for you in the past won't work well in the future. This is because things are always changing and you are always evolving. The you who's reading this now is not the same you who will finish this journal and reread it down the line. Just go with the flow and try not to judge your experience too much. Let each exercise unfold as it will. Mindfulness is a very personal practice. You'll feel the insight, wisdom and peace on a deep level, but you're not the only one who will benefit from the practice. When you become a more mindful version of yourself, those around you will also be affected. For example, I practice mindfulness for myself in order to be more present for others in my life. My kids have a more mindful father, for my wife as a more present and compassionate companion. And my employers and co-workers have a more conscious employee. The ripple effect of mindfulness is profound. After completing a few exercises in this book, you'll see what I mean. One important thing to remember: mindfulness is not just about feeling good, although it does make you feel good. It's about being good at feeling. While it's common to experience an increase of happiness, joy and contentment while practicing mindfulness, it's also common to become more aware and present to other emotions you might be experiencing, like anxiety, fear or anger. This is okay. Let it all come and go. Mindfulness helps us become more skillful with handling our difficult emotions, while at the same time making us more aware and present to the positive emotions. None of it is good or bad, it just is. So that's the author telling us about the book. Let's have a look at some quotes, I guess then. You are not your thoughts. The average person's heart will beat 80 times in a minute, and their lungs will breathe 60 times in a minute. How many thoughts do you think you have in a minute? We don't generally think of ourselves as a heartbeat on our breath. So why do we tend to think that we are thoughts? The 5-minute practices in this section will help you detach from your thoughts in order to cultivate a calmer mind. Don't believe everything you think. Thoughts are just that, thoughts. Then we have the exercises on these pages, which we won't go into. Some more exercises. It says here about setting a timer for 60 seconds and see how many times your heart beats in 60 seconds. I should have got something for the other side to weigh it down. The greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. The greatest weapon. Here's some more exercises if you want to pause the video and answer them. Naturally arising thoughts and habitual thoughts. That's interesting. Write down some thoughts that seem to arise on their own. Which list was easier to write? Now it talks about the inner narrator. Right now there's a voice in your head. It's probably reading these words to you. Can you hear it? The narrator is always making meaning of things. I bet it's deciding if it agrees or disagrees with this book so far. It could even be saying what voice is in my head. I don't have a voice in my head. That's the one. That's your inner narrator. The 5-minute prompts that follow will help you become more aware of this voice and the stories it tells you. Wherever you go, there you are. The same quote again. Don't believe everything you think. Thoughts are just that. Thoughts. Let me just see if I can bend this book back a bit more. Versus reality. We tend to think that the voice of the narrator, aka our thoughts, is omniscient. It's always right. It knows what others are thinking about us. It generates fears about things that haven't happened yet. It judges. It has lots of opinions, and it never stops talking. Today, pay attention to the voice. Recognise that the voice may be wrong. Just observe and see how that feels. You may notice yourself becoming less reactive. Meditation is not evasion. It is a serene encounter with reality. Inner narrator. Let's be honest, if you're like most people, your inner narrator is kind of mean to you. You idiot. Why did you do that? You look horrible today. I'm sure you've heard some of these and probably worse. Expressions come from your own mind. If we spoke to others the way many of us speak to ourselves, we wouldn't have many friends. Since it can be harsh and cruel, huge fan of your inner narrator. So what would happen if you befriended the voice in your head? The point of the exercises in this section is to better understand your own mind, because the more you understand yourself, the easier it becomes to befriend yourself. Meditation practice isn't about trying to throw ourselves away and become something better. It's about befriending who we are already. What would you say to your inner narrator? Compliments and complaints. Be nice to yourself. Say a nice thing about yourself. Write it here and then read it out loud. That's interesting. The better you know yourself, the better your relationship with the rest of the world. Right, I thought I missed a page there. Basically, you're not alone in there. There are two distinct aspects of your inner being. The first is you, the awareness, the witness, the centre of your willful intention, and the other is that which you watch. The problem is the part that you watch never shuts up. When we protect ourselves so we won't feel pain, that protection becomes an armour, like armour that imprisons the softness of the heart. Now we're in the finding peace in the struggle part. I'm just going to skip through a little bit of this, because there are quite a lot of exercises. This is a good quote. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. It'd be great if I could get this book to flatten a bit. So we've got more exercises. Quite a few exercises here. Then we've got the self-acceptance chapter. Much of spiritual life is self-acceptance, maybe all of it. There is something wonderfully bold and liberating about saying yes to our entire imperfect and messy life. Practice accepting things right now. That doesn't mean you have to like them. Keep in mind, acceptance is not the same as resignation. It's about working with reality and not against it. Throughout the day, remind yourself this is how things are. I accept this reality. How can I skillfully work within this reality? The little things, the little moments, they aren't little. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. works with others to make the world a better place as he studies, embodies and teaches the fundamentals of Buddhist philosophy, integrating Buddhist teachings with modern science, humanization and humour. So that is the Mindfulness Journal. I know there was a lot of exercises in there that I bypassed, but I'm conscious that this video is almost half an hour long, and really I just wanted to do a whisper video and see how you guys enjoy just a whisper, just my whisper. Let me know in the comments below if you like these kind of whisper videos, and I'll do some more in the future. And maybe I will invest in a couple of actual books, some short stories that I can read to you guys, and hopefully they'll make you fall asleep. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.